Let's get, speaking of people to laugh at, oh boy, the cake in the face bit has never been done like this. I'm a veteran of cakes in the face or cakes in the faces. Well, I've only got the one face. People often said I was two-faced, but that's not true because if I had been, I wouldn't have been wearing the one I had on. But Renee Moxley Good was in the ring and listed all of Mercedes Mone's accomplishments. She won this belt and that belt and the other belt. And when you say it out loud, it gets even more ridiculous. And then here she comes. And there's the balloons and the big cake in the ring. And here come the outlaw guys dressed as the male strippers wearing her belts.
Did you see the thing at the start of the show where they showed her arriving at the building and she's sitting like on a convertible and there are just all these, men with their, I guess, jackets but no shirts walking out holding her belts next to the car?
Yes, it's like the female version of Flair coming out at the WCW pay-per-view with like 18 models or whatever. Which again was you could tell these guys are outlaw indie guys, so at least they're happy to be on television. But when they used to hire models, and Vince did this too, you could tell the models didn't give two shits to be there and weren't going to be fucking the guy in question. Whereas if they'd have left it to the boys' own devices, they could have got 12 better looking women that were fucking them. That it could have come, but nevertheless, that's another story. But here she, as they're coming out, a goddamn puppet comes out from under the cake table. It's Harley Cameron with the Mercedes puppet. And of course, she's mic'd under the table that nobody knew she was there. So you can hear, I swear to God. They're sitting there, they're doing a variety show, a sketch comedy, and they sit there and come up with these ideas, but it's preposterous for a program where it's something supposed to really be happening. But she's mic'd even though she's under the table, but the puppet is talking and she makes fun of Mercedes and gets Renee to do the little stripper dance that Mercedes does. And then
she's having too much fun. I'm sorry.
Well,
Mean Gene wasn't out there just acting like a complete fucking toady all the time. It's too much. She's like,
well, that's the thing is they all have to show that they're in on it and they're cool and they're Anyway, Mercedes, when she came out, she was pissed and she kicked all the male strippers out and then told Renee to get out of the ring and then started cutting a promo talking to Harley Cameron verbally, but visually talking to the fucking puppet. And she'll turn and she'll talk to the fans too, but she is standing there reacting like the puppet is the person in the promo with her. Instead of bending over and saying, hey, you fucking bitch, get out from under that table, I got something to say to you, she's interacting with the puppet. Am I exaggerating this?
I think Mercedes Mone got to live out one of her dreams. This is as close as she'll ever get to being on the Muppet Show right here and fighting with Miss Piggy or something. See, that's the thing. You admire how committed she is to her act, but she also sucks at it. She's unbelievable in everything she says on the mic. It's not good. But yet she's so committed to what inherently is not good. I'm fascinated.
Do you think she's bucking to replace Miss Piggy? And here comes the Josephine Camel Muppet. They haven't had a camel, have they?
Don't put that in the art, George.
George,
do not. No.
You want a free book, George?
No.
You want a free book?
No.
Come here, George. Good, George. All righty. Anyway, I heard that. So Mercedes cut the entire promo with the puppet next to her and then grabbed the puppet and smashed the puppet's face in the cake. And then started laughing. But then Harley looks out from under the table and like her friend has been run over by a car when she's looking at the puppet with cake on it. And Mercedes is laughing at her, but then suddenly Mercedes starts going up in the air. And she's not levitating herself because she's Linda Blair in The fucking Exorcist. Chris Statlander has been under the table too and stood up between Mercedes's legs and picked her up in an electric chair type of shoulder ride chicken fight thing and gave Mercedes a face buster into the cake on the table. The table didn't break. So then she grabbed her and turned her around the other way and choke slammed her onto the table where it then broke. Brian, do you think that this is going to have the same impact as it did in Mid-South Wrestling when the Rock and Roll Express shoved my face in the cake and then we came back and took a blackjack to Cowboy Bill Watts and set records all over the territory?
Oh, I can't imagine that this will do anywhere near the business that it did in 1988. When it happened to you on TBS with the Fantastics, let alone...
I don't think this is going to do the business it did in 1983 when it happened to me in Chattanooga.
Well, I don't know. That was
at Fifi the dog's birthday party.
A big day for Fifi. That's right.
34 people in the Channel 3 studio audience.
The fact that... Here's what I'd like to know. In kayfabe, did she think I'm going to ruin this puppet by sticking it into the cake? Or did she think I'm going to hurt this puppet by sticking it in the cake? And then Harley comes out to sell the puppet being hurt.
Couldn't she have...
How did they get under the table? How did that happen?
Well, that was during the break. They were hustled out under the cover of darkness, I guess. But couldn't she have been over and said Harley? Because she's saying Harley Cameron's name, Harley. She couldn't bend over and say, get your ass out from under that table and let me talk to you. She talked to the puppet for 3 minutes.
What did you think about before she cake planted here? Earlier in the promo, a couple times, she referred to the fans as marks. Whether wrestlers think that or not, you rarely hear that used in actual promos. What do you think of that?
Well, she wants to talk to all the smart fans and tell them that she knows that they're smart, but they're not as smart as they think they are because she's really smart. She's a mark too, because she's a mark for herself. If you're a mark for yourself, you're worse than if you're a mark for somebody else. They have to, that's the problem with all the indie wrestlers and everybody that facilitates them. They have to let everybody know it's all a work. They can't not have their tongue in cheek. They can't not wink, wink and nod, nod. And then some of them would think like this was started by our legendary patient zero himself, Shitstain, that if you say you're not working or acknowledge some element of the fact that everything's a work, then it becomes real all of a sudden. Because you said now the other shit's fake, but this is real, or the use of the terminology or what, it's just stupid.
That started in ECW too, like the whole, this is a shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, what's everything else?
The shit.
This was perversely entertaining to me. Because again, it's like an SCTV character. She's so committed to being Mercedes Mone, yet she can't say a single thing believably. It all comes across like she's been rehearsing this in her mirror. Maybe with someone using a sock as a puppet. I really don't know.
You know why? Because she's been rehearsing it in the mirror. And I don't know who in the equation is using a sock.
Who do you think is going to win the
Mercedes?
Match? Who do you think is going to win the match? Her and Statlander. The belt collector versus the AEW Women's Champion.
That's another thing is Statlander has, and we've said this for a long time, she has size, she has potential, she has athletic ability. Nobody apparently has worked with her promos, or maybe they have, and this is what we got. The pushes have been start and stop, even more so. She's had a couple of injuries, yes, but there's never a consistent push in this company anyway. She needed to be produced 3 and 4 and 5 years ago, Statlander. And then she'd be not only more accomplished than she is today, but a more valuable commodity. But at the same time, they just put this thing on her. If she loses it to Mercedes, then again, at some point, Mercedes is going to have to do more jobs than goddamn George South, or just retire undefeated as the women's champion of everything. So I don't know what the fuck they're doing here.
And I will say, Statlander did a promo in the show, and it was a light years better than the rehearsed speech she gave in that segment with Tony Storm the week before. So there still is something there.
There's something there. It just needs to be brought out and accentuated and capitalized on instead of forgotten about, lost in the shuffle, like everybody in this fucking company.
And another thing to be on the lookout for, apparently Red Velvet's on the way to return from injury. And she's been in Ring of Honor. We haven't seen her.
Was she run over by a trolley car? How long has she been out? I haven't seen her in 3 years.
Like I said, she apparently has been on the Ring of Honor roster for a while, but the point is, she is the Ring of Honor Women's Television Champion. So you have to think there's going to be something coming up there, because Mercedes Mone is now the Ring of Honor Interim Women's Television Champion.
I can't wait.
There's so many belts. There's so many championships.